Yo, what's good, my people? I'm DJAvenger, and today we are doing Who's Better, 50 Cent versus Lil Wayne. Let's dive into it. 50 Cent and Lil Wayne are two of the most influential rappers of the 2000s and 2010s. They both have sold enormous amounts of records, have made some of the biggest anthems, and have remained relevant in the game even to this day. You can't mention 2000s rap without them. From 50s hardcore New York upbringing to Lil Wayne's Louisiana connections that date back to when he was a kid rapping for Baby, they both have made names for themselves in different ways. Starting with 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, he was born in Southside Jamaica, Queens. During the 80s when the crack epidemic was at its height and the dopest artist in the world was moonwalking away with your girl, 50 was grinding on the block hustling, and then he turned 13. He had a rough childhood. His mother was shot and killed when he was 8. His father was never in his life. Moving forward a few years, 50 began rapping in a friend's basement. In 96, he met legendary member of Run DMC, Jam Master Jay. From there, Jay taught 50 the ropes of how to make songs, how to structure them, how to flow and progress. Later, he was signed to Columbia Records where the rap producers, the track masters, was a part of him being signed. In 2 weeks, 50 recorded 30 plus songs, 18 of which will make up his debut album, Power of the Dollar. Now, some people say that's not his debut album, but it's his first album. One of the most controversial but now classic songs from that album is How to Rob, a lyrical manual on how to relieve famous artists of their chains, watches, and cash while also giving Missy Elliott diet tips. While the album didn't sell a great deal of records, How to Rob did help separate Fifth from the competition. Unfortunately, it will all take a detour when 2 days before a music video shoot with Destiny's Child, he would be gunned down and shot 9 times outside of his grandmother's house. Eventually, he would recover like real G's do and would be back on the grind with his music, a new sound, and a new hunger. After dropping some classic mixtapes with his G Unit crew, Eminem entered the picture. M heard some of 50's work and he went on to introduce 50 to rap legend Dr. Dre, Mr. NWA, Mr. AK coming straight out of Compton, yeah. Anyway, 50 would go on to sign with Shady Aftermath and would begin working on his new album. That new album would be Get Rich or Die Trying. Get Rich would go on to sell 872,000 copies in its first 4 days. He followed that up with The Massacre, which sold 1.14 million in his first 4 days. After that, he would get into a sales battle with Kanye, Yeezys Are Like Feet Pillows West, beef with the Locks, Fat Joe, Rick Ross, executive produced the TV show Power, everybody messes with Power, and has been crowned Hall of Fame troll on the internet. Now, on the other hand, we have Lil Wayne, aka Weezy F Baby. Please say the baby. Dwayne Michael Carter was born and raised in the Holly Grove neighborhood of New Orleans. When he was 2, his parents divorced. Wayne has been on record stating that he considered his step pops, Reginald McDonald, his real father. That's why his daughter's named Regine. Wayne was an honor roll student in school. At the age of 11, he would meet Cash Money co-founder Birdman Williams. At age 12, Wayne would suffer a self-inflicted gunshot wound. When he was 17, his stepfather was kidnapped while at a club and killed. That same year, he would become 1/4 of the rap group, the Hot Boys, with Juvenile, BG, and Turk. His small part in Juvenile's Back That Ass Up, classic, caught a lot of people's attention. The group disbanded shortly after, but before that, Wayne would go on to drop his first solo album, The Block Is Hot, which would go on to be certified platinum. Wayne would go on to drop some other albums with mild success. Then he dropped the Carter 1 and the Carter 2. With it came more record sales and success. Mr. Steal Yo Beat would really take off by running through any and everybody's beats, dropping classic mixtapes like The Dedication 2 and Drought 3. If you haven't heard those, yo, do yourself a favor. Pause this, go listen to those, come back. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, while packing up rappers and singers on their own rap beats, Wayne was killing features as well. Everybody from young Chris Brown to Fat Joe and Akon would employ Wayne's services. At this point, with no album out, Wayne was considered the hottest rapper in the game, and the self-proclaimed best rapper alive could do no wrong. Also in 07, Wayne's highly anticipated album will be scheduled for release. That is, until parts of the album was leaked. But in June 2008, the Carter 3 dropped and sold well over 1 million copies in its first 7 days. The album produced the smash single Lollipop, which had dudes giving chicks lollipops for the summer because, you know, that's what they wanted and they just wanted to act straight up. The single in the album would cement Wayne's status as a rap megastar, and it will only continue through the year and further on. He would go on to kill more features, drop albums like I'm Not a Human Being, The Carter 4, mixtapes like No Ceilings. Not only that, but he would sign rappers like Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Tyga. Now, I introduced 2 artists that need no introduction. You're welcome. Now we can get on with the battle. The way I see their careers is different, right? 50 dropped an album, dealt with some real life problems, came back and shot up to superstardom in the span of about, 2.5 years? Of course, he grinded before that and it wasn't an easy road, but that's more or less how I see it. Wayne was different because he was younger, right? Luckily, they didn't send him down that bow wow route. He grinded with his team, dropped albums, had varying degrees of success, but it took about 10 years or so from him to go from the streets of New Orleans to the top of the charts. Regardless, they are both legends. 50 for his ability to make bangers and smash hit singles, going back to learning how to make hooks with Jam Master Jay. He knows how to grab your attention without being super lyrical. Wayne, on the other hand, relies on his work ethic, right? He's put out so much music for a long time. He's performed at a high level. His obvious strength is being able to rap well and rap a lot while being entertaining, right? Because not a lot of people could do that. He has bangers, hits, and some deep songs here and there. If I'm being honest though, they both have, I'll say, one weakness for me, right? This is my opinion. Wayne's albums and his songs are fire, but sometimes it feels like he could go more in depth about the shit that he's been through. But then again, with all the success that he's had, why would he make a 444 album like that? You know, just to make the random dude making YouTube videos happy, right? Who am I? For 50, I felt like after his 3rd album, it seemed like he refused to change his content, despite the fact that, as far as we know, he wasn't living like he was when he was broke. No rapper is perfect, but they are still super, super dope. I just want to be clear on that. Wayne, for being able to rap on and dominate any beat he gets on, making classic mixtapes and a classic album in the Carter 3. 50 came up by being real as shit, making one of the most classic rap albums of all time, and having a 3 or 4 year run that no other rappers really had. His run, it might could go down as unmatched. Now, the question is, who's better? I have my own personal preference, but I think I'm gonna approach this a little different. I'm gonna ask y'all to decide. Like my Wayne comment if you think Wayne is better. Like my 50 comment if you think 50 is better. Or you could write your own comment saying how you feel. I personally feel there's no right or wrong answer because music is subjective. It's about preference and who you relate to more. Also, let me know who y'all want me to compare. Leave a comment below. Make sure you press that subscribe button and make sure you turn on that notification bell. And tune in for the next Who's Better. I'm DJ Avenger, aka Rain, and I'm gone.